Hello, true crime aficionados. Thank you for coming to our channel. Long Island, New York. It's a beautiful island that has many historic ties. It's also home of a lot of entertainers. Many great things came from Long Island, such as Steinway and Sons, JetBlue Airlines, 1-800-Flowers, Nathan's, and more. Home of entertainers like Billy Joel, Jerry Seinfeld, Ray Romano, Kevin, James, and more. But there are also heinous crimes that took place on Long Island, such as the Medford Murders, Joel Rifkin, and the ongoing LISK case. There is one story that has to be one of the most scandalous cases of 1950s Long Island, which nobody seems to talk about or remember. The case of Ivan Jerome. This story comes right from John Ray's office. Credit to Lena Ajit and the office of John Ray for giving the Garren Tee team the exclusive. Now on to the video. Massapequa, NY, the longtime home of Rex Heuerman, is no stranger to sordid crime. Threats to kill that man for what he did to those girls were reported to have been made against a multi-millionaire inventor accused of conducting sex orgies with at least 20 girls between the ages of 11 and 17. The 62-year-old man Ivan Jerome of Massapequa, NY, who was arrested and held on $50,000 bail on rape and other charges. As a result of the threats, the district attorney of New York's suburban Nassau County, Frank A. Gulata, said he would seek to increase the bail as high as $500,000 if Jerome raised the present bond. Police said the wealthy engineer and consultant faces up to 40 different charges. Jerome, a naturalized white Russian, was arrested after police pieced together charred motion picture films recovered in the ruins of fire-swept Framers Market in Massapequa. The films, said to have been taken with concealed cameras in Jerome's apartment atop the market, showed parties he allegedly conducted over 2 years. Jerome reportedly was badly worried during the day of the fire and was said to have offered volunteer firemen $500 to anyone who recovered canisters of highly secret film in the ruins. Gulata said his men were searching for more than 10,000 feet of missing film. Jerome admitted having much more film, but claimed it had been destroyed by the fire, which leveled the market. The district attorney also said he was checking to see if the suspect had sold any of the film to syndicates dealing in phonography. Gulata said he would question 20 young girls from the vicinity. The first 200 would be interrogated. They all said they have been approached by Ivan Jerome, but turned him down. 6 of the girls who could be identified in the film were held by police as material witnesses. A 7th 11-year-old was reported vacationing with her family. Authorities were still checking the film to discover the identity of 13 other girls who appeared in it. According to Gulata, Jerome recruited the unsuspecting subjects by offering them clerical jobs at $3 an hour. After their work was ended, at 11 p.m., an hour of debauchery took place. Jerome, born Ivan Emerkf in St. Petersburg, came to the U.S. in 1918, changed his name and reportedly made millions on patents in the camera, aircraft, and precision instruments field. He also claimed to have worked as a consulting engineer for several major U.S. industrial concerns. Jerome also owned a castle-like home just off the main street of exclusive Southampton, NY, further east on Long Island. He kept a Russia bear there, with which he occasionally wrestled. According to Gulata, the white-haired inventor admitted previous orgies earlier in his life. The district attorney added, "Here is an individual perhaps too low to be described in words, taking advantage of the weaknesses and ignorance of these children and leading them into lives of crime and sexual depravity." Gulata leveled equally sharp words at the parents of the youngsters, who, he said, could countenance a child as young as 11 remaining out as late as midnight apparently without concern. He called the incident a horrible example of adult and juvenile delinquency. Ivan Jerome skipped bail and became a fugitive. Ivan Jerome, who was required to stand trial for various sex offenses, failed to appear on the appointed day and forfeited his bail. On the following day, the allegedly defamatory article appeared in the defendant's paper, Newsday. Respondent sues for libel, claiming that the article identifies him as the man who aided Jerome in jumping his bail and assisted him to escape the consequences of his alleged criminal actions. He avers that the statements are false and that as a result he has been held up to public contempt, disgrace, and ridicule, and has been irreparably injured in his calling as a police instructor and criminologist. After reversing a judgment of special term which dismissed the complaint, the appellate division certified the following question for our review. Does the complaint state a cause of action? Unless we find the statements in the article to be non-libelous as a matter of law, the question must be answered in the affirmative. Balabanoff v. Hearst. A clerk saw a strange man help Jerome carrying his luggage out of the hotel. The stranger was identified by police as John D. Tracy, a former New York City policeman who had been hired by Rockmore as an investigator to aid in Jerome's case. Police were unable to learn where Jerome and Tracy took the luggage, but the next day, Jerome, Rockmore, and Tracy showed up at Murray's New York office at 3 p.m. for a conference on the upcoming trial. Murray said he had been in daily phone contact with Jerome. After the meeting with Murray, police learned Rockmore and Jerome parted company with Tracy and left for Rockmore's New York office. Rockmore believes that he was the last person to see Jerome. The last person to hear from Jerome before he vanished was Tracy. He said Jerome phoned him Friday evening to cancel an appointment they had made to go to court together Monday. Jerome explained he had made other arrangements. Police were unable to learn where Jerome and Tracy took the luggage. This expressed that the disappearance of the luggage became a matter of concern to the police and implied that plaintiff helped Jerome to hide it where the police could not trace it. The police would not have been interested, the reader is led to assume, unless there was something sinister about the concealment of Jerome's equipment for traveling. The reason why the police were interested is not far to seek. It is, as anyone reading the article is readily informed, that the mystery of Jerome's disappearance is involved in the disappearance of his luggage. The reader is told that plaintiff helped to create this mystery, which baffled the police. A relationship was indicated between this and the circumstance that the last person to hear from Jerome before he vanished was Tracy. The result might be different if this were an objective account of the circumstantial evidence in a criminal case, leaving the conclusion to the reader to draw who the culprit might have been. That is not what this article purports to be. The few trivial circumstances that are enumerated furnish no basis for an independent analysis of what occurred, but are used as a vehicle to convey the writer's thinly veiled conclusion that plaintiff is the guilty man who effectively helped Jerome to get away. If you like this content, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to support our channel. As always, stay safe and stay aware.